What is going on, everybody? Good afternoon. Welcome to Sunday Funday Q&A. Today is August 2nd, 2020. It's 3 o'clock p.m. here on the East Coast, live in New York, Staten Island. My name is Jonathan. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live stream. Hope everybody had a great weekend. So we got Coneman Studios here first. He says, yo, John, what's up? Coneman says, don't forget my sandwich. Bloody Shot HVAC 22. Where's the beef? I don't know where the beef is. I mean, I show you, but I gotta get up with the camera around. No, just kidding. So today, guys, we're gonna be talking about safety. All right, about OSHA safety. We're gonna go through a quick card from OSHA website about fall protection in general industry. We're gonna talk about the what's required, and I'm giving a show through multiple sites where you can purchase fall arrest protection, like safety harnesses and lanyards, and also the importance of tool lanyards and tethering. So don't go anywhere, guys. That's all coming up. Then we're gonna get some, I'm gonna get through some questions, some Q&As. You guys have some questions for me about safety, the type of harnesses that you guys want to wear, or anything about tools. And we can also go through tool deals and stuff. Any questions you may have about the industry, we're gonna get all to that. But first, I gotta roll the intro. You know how it goes. Gotta roll the intro. Here we go. What's up, buddy? HVAC, Bloody Shot HVAC 22. What up? Yo, we're back. What's going on, everybody? Again, my name is Jonathan, aka Client Guy John, as you all may know. Welcome to the channel. Oh, what do we got? 2 viewers today? 3, including myself, because I'm on the phone, watching, and I can see the intro is a little delayed. That's cool. It's all good. It's all good. So, before we get into anything, before we get into the whole OSHA quick card, before we get into all that, I want to see how everybody here is doing. How's everybody doing? What's going on? I want to know what you guys are going through. Any of you guys are back at work. How's the family? If you own a business, how's the business running during these harsh times? I want to know. Let me know in the chat. Let me know. If there is a delay, if you guys can't hear me, let me know also in the chat if you can't hear me, just in case you can't hear me. I'm going to do a little sign language here. If you cannot see me or hear me, let me know. Oh, Bloody Shot. Yeah, man. It's Cali weather, I can understand the Cali weather over there. California it's hot. We've had some hot. We had a hot week actually last week, and I believe the week before, and we were considered as a subtropical area or weather or something like that here in New York, in the northeast coast of the United States. So yeah, we had. I was working. Down in west side, and it was really hot. We worked by the water. It was really humid, and not only was it humid, it was really hot too. Oh, I'm getting all this. There we go. And shut that off. So yeah, it's been brutal. And also returning back to Times Square, it's been brutal as well. Really hot, man. A lot of sweating, but luckily, what came in handy was the Milwaukee pack out compact cooler. 6 bottles of water, that's all I needed, and I was able to survive. believe it or not. Now, those of you who are here on the channel, you want to get my attention, I'm gonna let you know really quick. If you want my attention, you type at Klein Guy John, and I can show you right now. I'll do this for you real quick. Yeah, type at Klein Guy John. Well, it didn't really show up. I don't know why that is. I made a boo-boo. Let me rectify that. For some reason, it just separated the word John. So there you go. Type in at Klein Guy John. I will see my name highlighted in orange, and I will read what you have to say in the chat. So there's a mountain fire near my area, and it's making the heat worse. They are still fighting fire. Wow, they're still fighting fires in California. That's crazy. It's ridiculous. Holy smokes. No pun intended, by the way. All right, so not everybody's here in the chat. That's fine, but we're going to continue on. I want to talk about OSHA fall protection in construction, or in general construction. A lot of you may or may not be going through this, but here in New York City, what's up, King of the Crease? King of the Crease is here. Buy a cooling towel on Amazon, put it in the cooler. It's the best for the hot weather. You know what I do, King? What I do, and that's not a bad idea. That's a really good suggestion. I've been looking into that. But for right now, what I've been doing is just grabbing all my white T-shirts that I have. I have like a side of white T-shirts that I wear, mostly for work. But I wear shirts like this to work. I wear the company shirts. So what I do is like right after lunch, when it gets really hot, and I'm running low on water, I keep that one white T-shirt in the cooler, soaked, ice cold, soaked. Then I take it out, I wring it out a little bit, and I wear it. Now, it's a bit painful because it's really cold, but it's totally worth it. I wear wet T-shirt, haha, but it keeps it. It's worth it. It keeps my whole upper body cool, and I'm actually able to focus better. I feel more comfortable, and eventually dries up. It doesn't dry up as fast, but towards the end of the day, it's completely dry, and I still feel slightly damp, but not too bad. It works. It works for me. And sometimes if I don't feel like wearing the ice cold T-shirt, I use it as a cloth, a cooling cloth. I wrap it around my head, So, but yeah, totally worth it. It feels like cotton absorbs water a lot better. That's how I feel about it. I have to renew my OSHA card. Okay, so here's what you do. We're going to get into that Blaze Shot HVAC 22. We're going to get into all to that. So if you guys have any questions about how you, where to go to get renew your OSHA card, or where to get, if you live in the tri-state area or in New York City alone, if you are a resident in New York City, you want to learn how to, because you have till, I believe, this month to get your SST, your additional 10 hour of OSHA, because OSHA requires you to have an additional 10 hours of training. Your basic SST classes, your OSHA 30, if you have it. If you have your OSHA 30, you can go and get your full SST by taking a 2-hour alcohol awareness course, and then you can take your 8-hour fall prevention course online. I'll show you which sites to go on, what better, what you can get bang for your buck on it, and also, those of you who are also into, like, you're starting to operate aerial lifts, like scissor lifts and boom lifts, there's a safety course that you can take online as well. I'm gonna get to that as well in a moment, but first let's go over fall protection general industry. All right, so I'm gonna switch over the screen. Before I do it, King of the Crease says, let me read the chat here. King of the Crease says, Frogs Togs Chili Pad on Amazon, $11. It's a lifesaver for me. Oh, thanks, King. You're the best, man. By the way, if you don't know who King of the Crease is, he's not only a moderator, he also has an awesome Instagram. Check it out. King of the Crease, aka Big Brian. He is a HVAC tech. He does mostly refrigeration, commercial refrigeration. So check him out. He's got a great Instagram page there. Awesome stuff. If you got any questions as well, if you're in the refrigeration industry or HVAC trade, ask away. My man here will help you out. Also, those of you who have questions about plumbing, carpentry, if I don't know the answer, the guys in the chat do. So don't be shy to ask. Now, as of moderators chat, if you see anybody with a blue highlighted in blue with a blue wrench, they're the moderators. They're the one who kick out, delete the naysayers and negativity, the trolls, and those who just plain out use foul language on the channel or on the stream. We don't tolerate it, so the moderators will shut you out, put you on timeout. So careful what you say. Keep the chat clean. Let's have a little fun and get a little educated. All right. So 22 says I have to renew my OSHA. King Crease, we read that. 22 says yeah, because they won't give me my bonus unless I renew the end of the year. Well, you got time, and I'll show you then. So let's finish this about the fall prevention. Then I'll show you the sites to get on to get your OSHA online, and let's get started. All right, so I'm going to switch over the screen. Let's switch over. I'm going to get that set up right now. And here we are. So this is OSHA Quick Card for fall protection in general industry. So falls are among the most common causes of serious work-related injuries and deaths. Employers must take measures in their workplaces to prevent employees from falling off overhead platforms, elevated workstations, or into holes in the floor or walls. So to prevent employees from being injured from falls, employers must guard every floor hole into which a worker can accidentally walk by, or use of a railing and toe board or a floor hole cover. Provide a guardrail and toe board around every open-sided platform, floor, or runway that is 4 feet or higher off the ground or next level, regardless of height. If a worker can fall into or onto dangerous machines or equipment, such as a vat of acid or a conveyor belt, employers must provide guardrails and toe boards to prevent workers from falling and getting injured. Other means of fall protection that may be required on certain jobs include safety harness and line safety nets, stair railings, and handrails. OSHA requires employers to provide working conditions that are free of known dangers, keep floors and work areas in a clean and sanitary condition, select and provide required personal protective equipment at no cost to workers. So in other words, if you don't have a harness, safety harness, or any type of fall protection, or PPE for that matter, your employer, your boss, contractor, boss, whoever you work for, has to provide on the job site. Okay. Now, if you are the type that brings his own, because the very mouse shortage that your employer has, sure, if you have it on, if you have your very own with you on site, sure, but majority of the time, your employer has to provide PPE and fall protection. Okay. Let's see here. So, select and provide required personal protective equipment at no cost to workers. Train workers about job hazards in a language that they can understand. So you have a right to a safe workplace. If you have questions about workplace safety and health, call OSHA at 1-800-321-6742. It's confidential. We can help. All right. So, for instance, look, raised platforms with protected guardrails. So this picture right here shows what they mean by a raised platform with guard railing. That's fine. That's perfect. That's to prevent anyone from falling over off a platform. Now, those of you who have worked at heights like buildings, high-rise buildings, you know that you have to wear, or like on high-rise roof buildings with no barrier or handrail or guardrail, so you know you have to be tied off by using a safety harness and a fall protection gear. It's required on job sites, so don't forget that. Let's go to the chats here for a second. What am I doing here? Uh-oh, lost my arrow. There we go. So, give me a bit. Bloody Shites 12 says they need to redesign the fall protection straps because I've had a fall that protected me, but damn strap almost destroyed my kid maker. Well, that's the thing. When you're wearing your fall protection gear, you may not want in the groin area. You may not want to strap it too tight. You want to keep a little loose because if you strap it too tight, most likely it's gonna slide up and right up into you, and it can cause a lot of damage. So they recommend that you don't try to put it on to a snug fit. Recommended that you shoulder wise you have it snug, but not too tight to the point where you can cause like strangulation or any type of like suffocation. You want to keep at least just a bit slightly loose, not too loose and not too tight. That way you have that room to shift around, that slight space to shift around in. Always also, if you want to do like a self-test without jumping off a ledge or anything, there's a test where I would do is I tie my, like if there's like a graded platform, or if there's something for me to tie onto, like a like a structure to tie onto, loop structure or something, I tie myself to it to test it, and I basically like kind of power walk forward and just basically really tug really hard to see, make sure to test that the anywhere in your harness doesn't like rip, any stitching doesn't tear. If you start to sense or hear any tearing of stitch or stitch lining on your harness, replace it right away. Do not take a chance by wearing it because there's like, oh well, there's a couple of stitches, loose stitching here and there, not a big deal, still hold. Don't take a chance. Replace it immediately. Replace your harness right away. Always remember, before you start working and wearing your harness, you inspect every area of your harness. Check, make sure you bend the straps and stitchings. Bend the straps around. Make sure the stitching is not off, not torn. Make sure it's clean. Make sure it's you give it a little tug in here and there. In certain areas where it's most likely to break. Check your indicators. There's usually some harnesses have indicators where it will say braking indicators, or I'm not sure what do they call it. I have actually a manual here for it because I recently received a new harness. So yeah, basically, and don't check for any twists on webbings. And straps that are fitted too loose or too tight can significantly increase the risk of serious injury or death or in the event of a fall. Whenever you're inspecting that, make sure you mark, you indicate on the inspection label that this was inspected by you or someone else of that year. At least every 6 months you inspect your harness. Okay. But whenever you do use it, even if it's like once in a while, the day of use, you want to inspect and make sure the inspection label is checked, that it was checked for inspection and that it's approved for use and it's good to go. Make sure also your lanyards are the same. You check your lanyards. You make sure the shock absorber, stitching, and everything is good. The other end that you tie off to whatever structure you tie off to, make sure the stitching on that end is good. Test the tension when you prepare to use it, when you have it all, when you prepare to turn it, wear your harness. Try to test it out, or have someone tug on it to make sure you're good. You don't feel anything riding up on you or on the shoulders, because you want to make sure you're comfortable as well as wearing it. And always remember, when you fall as well, in the event of a fall, you have about a few minutes to request for a rescue, or if you're able to, you can if you're able to do a self-rescue, do so. If you can, if you cannot, call out for help. I believe it's about 30 minutes before you start to experience like lightheadedness, uh, blood flow, loss of blood flow, maybe possibly to the head as well, because the longer you are in, hanging from your fall arrest, your harness, the more likely that you're going to lose blood flow in your legs or your arms or to your head. So you have about a max of, I believe, 30 minutes for someone to call 911 or to rescue you or to rescue yourself in in an event of a fall. Okay, so always keep that in mind, and you'll learn more about that if you are looking for like an 8-hour fall prevention course. There is a fall prevention course I can show you right now. Um, so let's go to here. Let's check out the screen. So we have right here. Let me show you here. So this is the Osha Education Center website. This is an awesome website. It's really good. They have a 10-hour OSHA training, their 30-hour OSHA training, and the SST course. The SST course, of course, is a course where you get, here in New York City, we're required in any construction site that we have to have at least 62 hours or a minimum of 40 hours, an additional 10. Actually, after your OSHA 30, you get an additional 10 hours to that's the minimum requirements. If you want to work on a job site, it's required you take your 40 hours. And if you are looking to proceed to maybe possibly want to become like if you're a foreman, for instance, if you're a foreman on the job site or a project manager, you're required to take 62 hours of site safety training. So basically what it is, it says here in New York City, of course, Local Law 196 requires workers at most NYC, New York City construction job sites to earn a site safety training SST card by September 1st, 2020. OSHA Education Center is a Department of Building approved SST course provider that is authorized to issue SST cards and verify training certificates from any DOB approved provider. So let's say if you're a new entrant, you click on new entrant, you can register, you can get the full SST worker card course. You get the 10-hour, it includes the 10-hour training course for construction. You can even select, like for instance, I want to take a 10-hour, or you can select any of these that you want to try out. So what they have is a 10-hour OSHA training, the 8-hour fall prevention course. So the 8-hour fall prevention course prepares workers to avoid fall hazards. You can download your training certificate as soon as you complete the course. So that's an 8 hours. It's $225. The 8-hour site safety manager refresher chapter 33, that's $225. That's for for foremen, supervisors, and project managers, and for employers. All right. Then you get the 4-hour supported scaffold user and refresher course, it's $125. 2-hour drug and alcohol awareness, it's $50. The SST 1-hour tools, hand and power tools, $39.85. 1-hour electrocution prevention, 1-hour welding and cutting, 1-hour scaffold suspended, and 1-hour excavation. So all this you can get about, I think it's about 60 hours. Technically when they say 62, you get the OSHA 30. So basically, let's see, you get, if you're looking just to get the minimum for current workers, let's see, you can get a minimum. So if you want to get your SST card, you could just take the minimum. I think it's the 10-hour course. So SST home. I've never seen it here somewhere. It's odd. Okay, so basically you got to meet these requirements. If you're living in the New York City area, you got to meet these requirements before September 2020. They're saying it's August. Never seen it. So let's see, current workers. Okay, so here it is. So this is the three courses that you could take to get the minimum 10 hours, additional 10 hours for your OSHA. So basically you get the 30-hour OSHA training, which is $175. the SST 8-hour fall prevention, which is $225, and the 2-hour drug and alcohol awareness is $50. So all that you have to pay at $504. Now the additional $50 is your SST card that they mail to you. Now if you don't want it, you can exclude that off and print out, or send out your certificate, and you don't have to pay only $454. Now it's expensive, but that's required. You can take these individually. For instance, I already had my OSHA 30, so all I had to do was take the 8-hour fall prevention and the 2-hour drug and alcohol. So the first class I took was like the fall prevention, which was $225 during the the stay-at-home pandemic. While I was staying at home from work, I was taking the course. The course is not that bad. It's pretty easy. But it's very educational, and on this website it's very easy to use. But you have to basically, for any course you take, you have to make a different username and password. So keep that in mind. And it'll tell you how to like go through all the information, how to register and make your own. You register here. You create your own course login. You can save in between. If you're not able to finish the 8 hours, you can always save in between certain days. But I believe you have 162 days or something like that to complete the course. So yeah, that's it. Let's go to the chats here. You still working in Times Square? Yes, I am. I am still working in Times Square. Hey, my mom's here. Angel and Theo said hi. Hey, my uncle and my mom's fiance say hi. Hi, guys. Bloodshot says, I heard of a redesign where you fall and catches you in a sitting position. I believe what you're going for is there's a different type of construction harness that does that. Basically what it is, I believe they have the harness lanyard in the front and 2 in the back, where if you fall, you'll basically just fall straight down, and you'll be in that in the sitting position. So that's like the construction for like people working in cell towers and stuff like that. I've seen those being used before. Fold it and store it properly. My supervisor throws his harness in the back of his truck and it gets exposed to the sun. Yes, you cannot expose your harness in the sun or in high extreme weather, or anywhere with high humidity and moisture. It ruins the stitch lining of your harness, and what happens, it weakens it, and if you were to fall off of an edge, and that will weaken the stitching, and you're at a higher risk of breaking your harness in the event of a fall, and you can fall to your death. So we got to take this seriously when it comes to fall prevention. All right. Glad this is not a requirement here. Yo King says, Conan Man, 5 watching, 3 thumbs up. Give it a like if you can. Hey Conan Man. All right, so yeah, guys. I mean, if you're interested, if you live within the 5 boroughs of New York City, or if your city or state requires you to take an SST course, this is the site you can go on. I mean, there's no additional fees, I believe. So they even have bulk discounts for corporate accounts and corporate homes. So the bulk discounts. Let's see what they have. Yeah, so they have your OSHA training in minutes. You could just send in, a request for a discount. You fill out your company name, your first and last name, email, and questions. When you fill out the registration to submit it, they'll send you basically all the information you need to know and what discounts you get if you have a crew of over, let's say, 20, maybe 80 people in the company. So, but remember, if you want it, I mean, obviously you guys probably seen the commercials of this website. Whenever you click on a video, you see, OSHA Education Center. I mean, OSHA's really pushing guys to get their OSHA 10s or OSHA 30s, depending on the state you live in. But here in New York, we're required to have OSHA 30 cards. There's no more requirements of OSHA 10. If you have an OSHA 10 card and you live in the New York City area, you will not be required to work. They will not accept it. You have to get OSHA 30. Here in New York City, state law requires us to have OSHA 30 or more. But by September, if you have your 30-hour OSHA currently, right now, you live in the New York City area, you have to get an additional 10 hours before September of 2020. After that, they will not be accepting OSHA 30s. Now, if you guys are wondering why, there's a reason for that. A lot of job sites here in New York City or anywhere in the five boroughs, construction job sites, a lot of OSHA inspectors come and they don't, they find out that a lot of workers do not have OSHA cards. Okay, they don't have their OSHA certifications. They are pushing it. They are pounding away. They want to drill in your heads and have it now because they're giving out fines. OSHA's not playing around. They're giving out fines. They're shutting job sites down, and even during the COVID-19 pandemic, they're even shutting job site down for guys not wearing masks. All right. I'm here. If you guys remember last week's live stream, we had I had Construction Cronies. My good friend Chris Conkle from Canada, he sent out an article to me about New York City job sites are shutting down rapidly because no one's wearing masks and nobody's wearing their safety, their PPEs, and then some are not even having their OSHA 30 cards, their certifications on their persons. You have to carry your OSHA cards on site with you at all times. And in New York City, it's required you guys have to have an additional 10 hours. Your additional 10 hours, if you're still wondering what I mean by that, if you have currently your OSHA 30, I'm going to say this again, if you have your OSHA 30 on you and you live in the New York City area, you need to have an additional 10 hours. Your 8-hour fall prevention course for your SST and your 2-hour alcohol awareness certification. All right, you got to take the 8-hour course and the 2-hour course. If you get both of those courses done, you will get a card like this. Okay, this is my site safety. So basically, it'll have a barcode, like a little QR scanner, and it basically says site safety training identification card. Now, this is from the OSHA website itself. When you take the courses, if you currently do have your OSHA 30, you can log in, register for whichever class. Either it's an 8-hour fall prevention or the 2-hour alcohol. There is a dashboard. You click on dashboard on courses. They will ask you if you have your OSHA 10. You will need to take a photo of the front and back of your OSHA 10 card and send it to them. Send it to them on the website. If you got a scanner, maybe you could take a picture on your phone. You can send it to your laptop, or you can also do it by phone as well. You could take the courses on your phone. I've taken the courses on my phone and on my computer. So if you don't have a computer and you just have a smartphone, an Android phone, you can take it on your phone. You can take it online. Just make sure you send proof of your OSHA 30 if you have it, and that way they could basically verify that you have taken your OSHA 30 card, your OSHA 30 course, and you have been certified. When you finish taking your 8-hour or your 2-hour course, you can also do the same thing. Take a picture, send proof that you've taken the course of all 3 courses, of all 3 classes, and they will send this to you in the mail. It's a paper cut, but it's a very thick paper. You just cut away, and they have your photo on it. They took a photo of they took a photo of it when I was taking my fall prevention, and they send it to you like this. And they'll have a QR code where if they don't, if someone let's say an OSHA inspector doesn't believe that this is not an authentic card, they can always scan it, and it'll actually show the approved site. The information will come up on their cell phone, the approved site that you've taken, and it will list the courses that you've taken, shows your name, your date of birth, your whatever information that you filled out in the courses, and they'll basically verify that you've taken the course. And it expires in 3 years. Mine expires in 2025. So, I'm sorry, what am I saying? 5 years. So, yes, you have 5 years. So the card expires in 2025. You have to renew it every 5 years. Oh, we got some here. Hello there. If at first you don't succeed, perhaps skydiving is not for you. Says Safe Fayal. Oh, what happened? I am not getting on this. I just clicked on the. There we go. My emails. Why wouldn't OSHA be pushing this? Generates revenue, makes them a more powerful organization, especially when it's backed by law. Carrier pigeon. Well, OSHA's pushing this now in New York City. Even during time of COVID, we had. I've heard that a lot of job sites have closed down around where I live and not where I live. Well, yeah, where I live and where I work. So they're really pushing it. They're making sure everybody's wearing their masks, wearing their PPEs, and making sure that they have their their 40 hours or their 62-hour SST cards on site. So be sure if you are working on a job site and if you don't carry a OSHA card with you while you're working, do so. They do ask, even especially on the job sites that I've been on, they do ask, like site safety officers ask for OSHA, even if they're not OSHA, inspectors. They do ask for your OSHA card. They want to look, take pictures. They want to make sure that it's on record. Even if the general contractor themselves have a record of all your certification, they want to make sure you're carrying your OSHA card with you. When I've experienced where OSHA inspectors show up and they were literally, I had one come up to me and ask me if I had my OSHA 30, and I show them, present that along with my state ID or driver's license, because they want to make sure you have it. If you don't have it on you, or let's say you left it upstairs in the shanty or whatever, I mean, I guess they will give you a chance to go up and get it. But then there's some inspectors that'll get really strict and say, well, you know what? You can't be on the site. I got to talk to the super and tell them to remove you from the site. Even if you have it in your jacket pocket or you left it in your backpack, they want you to have it on your person at all times. And having one of these little straps, these shoulder straps, this straps up to my shoulder, it's more convenient than digging in my pocket for my ID card. So this would just basically display the OSHA. The OSHA inspector will come and see it and say, oh, well, okay, he has his SST card, he's good to go. It's easier. You carry it on your person that way. You don't have to worry about, like I said, going upstairs, running in your jacket or your backpack, or digging in your pockets for your wallet and digging around for it. A lot easier to just carry it on a little ID arm patch. So this I purchased on Amazon for my ID. It's like $1 and change, $1.29 on Amazon. It's from Ergodyne. Ergodyne sells identification straps, arm straps for $1 and change. So if you want to check it out, it's on Amazon.com. But anyways, so this website here, you can select all types of courses. They have from OSHA 10-hour OSHA all the way to standard to your welding and cutting safety awareness course. A lot of certifications you can get here. Another certification that I believe it goes with the SST is also the electrical safety and lockout tagout certification, and it's $24.95 for some of these for most of these certification courses. Basically, I would have to take this because I need to get a lockout tagout certification. It just makes you more professional, more legit. So, but here on this website, it used to be $59 for your OSHA 10 and $159 for the OSHA 30. The prices, the discounts are over, promotion's over, so $79 for OSHA 10 and $179 for the 30-hour OSHA. So if you want to pay less for the 30-hour course, you can go to 360 Training, the OSHA campus on 360training.com, and they still currently have the OSHA 10 and the OSHA 30. The OSHA 10 for $59 and the OSHA 10 for $159. So if you're looking for, less price to pay, this is the lowest you can go for our OSHA 30 course. Now, if you're looking for in-house courses, like you literally have to go to a classroom, sit down, and have an instructor give you pamphlets, write notes, and stuff like that, I guess so. But during this time, I don't think that's possible now because, we're going through a pandemic. We're still, going through social distancing. In-house courses are not available now, so the most available is online. You can I mean, I prefer online. I can't stand being in the classroom. It's actually, let me show you guys real quick right here. So it's $59 for OSHA 10 here at the 360training.com website. So here it is. Get your OSHA safety training courses. 59 for OSHA 10, 159 for the 30 hour. All right. So there you go. Here on the OSHA Education website, it's 79 for the 10, 179, about $80 for the 30 hours. So if you're looking to save some cash, check out 360training.com. All right. So yeah, that's it. Now, whatever courses I mentioned, like 8-hour, if you're looking for like a SST course on 360 training, they don't have it. It's a little disappointing. I think 360 training should be more like the OSHA education training website. If they're going to offer OSHA training and other certifications, they should start implementing SST on their website. I don't know why they don't do it. Maybe it's maybe it's something to do with politics, or maybe something to do with their website. Maybe they don't have the means to add in more courses, so you have to go outside their website to find other courses. So OSHA Education Center website is, I believe, is the best so far. If you guys know any other websites, let me know. Leave it in the comment section down below. All right, and or just leave it in the chat and let everybody else know about it. If you know a different website that's cheaper and more affordable, let us know. It's always good to help out one another during these times. Coneman Studio says, does your boss require you to have certifications? Yes. They require us to have our OSHA 30, our additional 10-hour SST, or our 62-hour SST. If you are looking to become like a foreman or a project manager, or a super, they require you to have 62-hour SST. Aerial. Now, there's another certification I actually got, was the aerial lift, scissor lift, and boom lift safety operation certification. I did get that as well, and that's here on the 360 website, 360 training, and the OSHA Education Center, and I can show you guys where to get that. Let's see, other courses, course catalog. Let's check out course catalog. So it's a 1-hour course for the aerial lift and scissor lift safety operation certification. I took that because they, most contractors, like general contractors you end up working under, they require you to have that. Let's see, this is construction. So no, general industry, no. I remember seeing it here. Transportation. Oh, heavy equipment right here. So look, they even have concrete and masonry safety construction course, $24.95. Pretty cheap, not bad. Confined space hazards for construction. Cranes, derricks, hoists, elevators, and conveyors. Let's see, fall protection. Let's see where it is. I think it's somewhere here. I took it on. Okay, here he goes. Aerial and scissor lifts. Right here. So it says aerial scissor lifts online course. So aerial and scissor lifts play an important role in construction and many other industries. These versatile lifts come in several types of various applications and operating hazards. This course will teach you how to maximize work site safety while working on or around aerial scissor lifts. Fortunately, I did not take this 1-hour aerial and scissor lift course. I took it on the 360 training website, which was actually more. I didn't bother to check OSHA Education Center, so that was my bad. I ended up paying like 80 and change for the course, when they have it here on this website for $24.95. It's way easy. I would have saved myself like $40, but that was my do. But you can do it on the 360 training website. It's just going to cost even more. So let's see if I could find it. Aerial lift and enter. Should be here go vehicle mounted aerial lift bucket truck operator safety course. Here it is. You got this or the scissor lift and boom lift scissor lift. So this is the course. It's $79 that I purchased. So what is scissor and aerial lift operator safety training? Let's see. On many construction sites, aerial lifts such as boom and scissor lifts are a standard part of day-to-day operations. They offer the versatility and flexibility construction workers need to get from one point to the other with ease. If you find yourself operating one on your construction site, you need to become familiar with some of the hazards they present, such as tips, collisions, and risk of electric shock. In our aerial lift operator safety course, we'll cover vital topics like what to do before operating an aerial lift, what load capacity limits mean, and when and how to perform inspections. You'll also meet OSHA's requirements for classroom training when you take this course. Who should take scissor and aerial lift operator safety training? Crane operators, lift operators, mechanics, project managers, tree trimmers, warehouse workers, and anyone in or outside of the construction industry will benefit from taking this course. So you have an option. You can take it on 360 training or save yourself $40 or more and take it for $24.95 aerial scissor lifts online course. So you got options, and I would prefer to take the $24.95 course, but I didn't realize they had it here. I should have really went fast and took a look, but I only got into this one on 360 training because there was an email that was sent to me about this course, and I figured, hey, why not? What the heck? So I am certified for operator safety. I have an operator safety certification for that. Because after you take this course, you can actually print out the certification with the cutout card, or you have the option to pay for the plastic card to come into mail, which I did. I think I paid like $1 or something like that, or $5 for the card to be mailed into me. So let's see here. Missing a lot of you guys on this here. Look, there's John with a helmet. Are you talking about this one? Hold on. Which one am I? Am I on the left or am I on the far right? Good, did not miss all of it. Says, me Dibble, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat. Can you fail OSHA training, or is it click through with unlimited tries to take the test or quizzes? Zay fail. To answer that question, if you take it online, you get 3 chances. You can take it on this site, OSHA Education Center. They give you 3 chances, or 360 training on this site. The same goes for the aerial lift and boom lift, scissor lift. You get 3 chances. So use those chances really well, okay? Because if you fail 3 times on the final exam, you're going to have to pay for the course all over again. So, if you're the type that takes notes, I would take notes of specific modules. But the OSHA 30 course is quite long. It's very long. So there are ways that you can possibly speed through, but I would suggest going through the courses gradually. Take certain notes. In between modules, there are going to be quiz questions, and I tell you one thing, some of those quiz questions in each module are going to be in the final exam. In the 360 training version, the website of 30-hour OSHA, the final exam, there's going to be questions in between modules, like I said, and there are going to be questions in those modules that are going to be in the final exam. And there's 20 questions in total in the final exam for the OSHA 30 on the 360 training website. So take note of certain questions and quizzes that are repetitive. If you see questions that are repeated in certain modules, write down those questions. And if you get the answer right, write down the answer. That'll be pretty much your cheat sheet. Or you can just basically take notes and study them and then, move on. And maybe you're the type who want to wants to be like take a challenge and maybe go through it without having a cheat sheet. That's fine too. Um, but it's basic questions really. It's really like common sense questions with common sense answers in the exams, especially with OSHA 10, OSHA 30. Those final exam questions are really, really common sense and they're very easy to answer. You could get like 80 to 100% done correctly. All right. And the passing grade for it, I believe it's 70 to 75. Yes, 75% is passing. So I mean, you can have a shot, but I'm gonna tell you one thing right now. Those 20 questions are very easy to answer, very basic questions, very easy to answer. If you have a way of speeding through the course with a little timer and stuff, by all means, go ahead. But just be careful. All right. Sometimes questions can be, very easy in the final exam, and sometimes you may come across a certain question or two, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 that you probably missed on the previous modules, and you're gonna have to probably guess through them. If you're the type that likes to speed through it. But I would suggest, if you want to play it safe, take your time. You have about 165 days from the time you purchase the course to the time it expires. So you have plenty of time on this website. But on the 360 website, you have 6 months between the time you purchased it and the time that it expires. So you have 6 months to take the course, the OSHA course. Okay, just keep that in mind. If you're gonna do it here on 360, go ahead. And if you're the type that wants to spend $180 something, I would just go on OSHA Education Center if you're looking for a cheaper. What am I saying? If you're looking to pay $79 for OSHA 10 or $179 or $180 for 30 hour, go ahead. If you're looking for a cheaper price, do it on 360train.com. The offer still stands. $59 for OSHA 10, $159 for OSHA 30. So there are some bestsellers here, so don't miss out. That's all I gotta say. Does your boss reimburse you? So far, they only reimbursed me for OSHA 10. So I'm still kind of getting them to reimburse me. But majority of most companies, they do. I mean, companies I've been with that I take an OSHA for, they reimburse me. And then if you have an employer that offers it, but it's in-house, yeah, do it. It's free. But if you're not the type that doesn't like to go in classrooms, take it online. But during this time, I'm pretty sure employers are now recommending that they take it online during this pandemic. So if you get an offer from your boss and he says, hey, listen, I need a group of guys to take the OSHA course online. Do you want to do it? I'd say yes, it's free, take it. For those of you who are employers, you can go on the OSHA 360 website. You can do, let me see here. They do group online OSHA 30 courses. So if you own a business and you have more than like 20 employees, get a group of them. Somewhere here they offer it. Let me see here. Industrial skills. No. Yeah, it's somewhere here. I can't remember where on this website, but I do know they offer it. Here it is, environmental health and training. Review more. You can get a group of people, and as an employer, as a contractor, you get a discount for having a certain amount of people taking the test online, and you can monitor their progress here on the website. You can monitor all your employees and see how far they are in finishing their OSHA course. Which is great, because that way you don't have to call in and say, hey, how far are you on your course? You can track their progression online. But I noticed not a lot of employers do that. They're not taking advantage of this, of this opportunity to do that with their employees. And I think they should. So let's say OSHA 30, right? You're gonna go for your OSHA 30. Let me see. If you don't work in construction but still need 30 hours, we have a separate general industry course. Okay. Course facts, bulk purchases. Here we go. I believe this is it. Here it is. So bulk order calculator. So enroll employees in course they need, create unique training plans, access in-depth course completion reports, save on no cost when you buy in bulk, achieve company-wide compliance goals, get help with dedicated support team. So if you're a contractor, look at that, 159. If you get like, let's say, how many, like 20? Let's just say you get 20 guys, right? How much would we pay? $159, right? Total savings $600. You're paying a subtotal of only $308. Well, subtotal of $3,180. Whoa, that's a lot. Let's see, add to cart. How much would that come up to? Whoa. Oh, you got a discount code too. Oh, so it comes up to $3,780. You get a discount. They scratch it off. You get $3,180. How about we get 10 guys? Let's see. Let's get 10 people, right, to take the course. Whoa, 1,590. Oh, cheaper. I mean, let's try this one. Oh, look at that. Today's rewards rate. Activate. Oh, well, never mind that then. But there was... here it is. Sale code. Worked 4 hours ago. $41 off on Honey. $41 off MSHA new minor training. Get 10% off of TABC and food handler. Honey 10. Use promo code 10 off site wide. Oh, cool. Look at that. Copied, right? Let's see. Paste. Apply. Let's see. Doesn't work. Promotional unit is unavailable during this time. So let's try the work 3 hours ago. Let's try that. Right? I'm a little curious to see if it works. Doesn't work. All right, but still, if you're willing to pay for 10 guys $1,590, hey, by all means. If it helps, or maybe if you got, I don't know, let's say you want to get 6 guys to have OSHA 10, but you got a crew of like 30 or 40 who already have it, you only pay $954. But in some cases, you may want to have maybe, like I said, 15 guys, right? How much would that come up to? Over $1,000. $2,385. Wow. So yeah, I mean, they do offer that for employers. If you're doing the test online, Google is your friend. LOL. This is going way of Canada. This is going way of Canada, where they want certification for everything. Yeah, they do. Canada does want you to be certified for everything. So that's why Chris Conkle is always like doing his videos about certifications or certification types that are required on the job site. Yeah, I mean, they want to make sure everybody's qualified and they know what they're doing. I don't blame them. Client guy Jahan, always shop around for everything. Yes, Dibs, always. I know I'm kind of going in reverse here. Let's see. I'm going back to where your previous chat. So give me a second, guys. Let's see. Does your boss reimburse you? So far, so good. E-Dibble. Zafiel says this is going way out. Okay, we read that. I've been trying to take the ham and egger course. Cold man. You're so funny, dude. If you're doing the test online, Google is your friend. The other picture. Oh, the other picture. Oh, this one right here? Oh, yeah, that's me. I'm kidding. Zafiel, I'm messing with John. You should live stream taking these courses on YouTube. I mean, if I would, I could, but I have to be a qualified proctor by the state. So if I do it and I'm not qualified to do it, I can get in trouble. I can get my OSHA and all my certifications revoked, and I can probably pay a heavy fine and go to jail. So, yeah. I have to be a qualified proctor in the eyes of the state and by OSHA as well. Technically, I'll have to get like a OSHA. I think it's called a OSHA 600 or 500. I have to take 500-hour course or some crap like that. Uh, okay, we went through that already. So yeah, but like I said, going back to the site safety training. Um, see, New York City Department of Buildings approved. Number one source of OSHA authorized training. Earn your SST card. Meet the September 2020 SST card deadline. So I already meet the deadline. I got my card right here. So I met the deadline already. Now I did not take all the SST courses, the 62-hour completely, because I'm not a foreman or a sub foreman or a supervisor. I'm just a worker so far, but I meet the minimum requirements. Coleman says there is the picture. They charge tax on OSHA training. They do, depending on the state you live in. Like here in New York, they charge an 8.875% tax. Wonder if this is a situation where you can get your own safety course approved by OSHA and charge people to take them. No, that's actually illegal. So I can't do that. And if I get caught doing it, I could probably go to federal prison. Yeah, so not good. I don't know how long federal prison, so I would think is maybe somewhere in the range between 7 to 9 years in federal prison. And then I have to pay probably like a $2,000 fine or something like that. I don't know. I have to probably look it up. But yeah, don't be if those of you are out there who are really like OSHA you're safety competent, you know everything about safety, like you're into the whole safety in construction and you want to like teach online and stuff, don't do it here on this platform. You will get busted for it, and they'll find out that you're not a qualified like teacher or proctor to be proctoring a course. So you can get in big trouble, really big trouble. You have to be qualified, you have to be certified, you have to be licensed or whatever it is that you have to be. That's my assumption. So at Client Guy John, I mean, showing yourself taking the training course for your own certification, like a gaming live stream. No, I cannot do that. I can still get in trouble for that. If I was taking that course and you were watching me doing it like this on the screen, that is basically telling me, showing everybody, hey, here's a way to cheat it. I'm giving you all the answers to the exams. Not a good idea. I can get cited for that, especially on my channel probably, and I can get a letter or get cops at my front door for doing that. Anything could happen, but I can't do that. I'm not allowed to actually show you live stream of how I'm doing this site because I can get into big trouble. It's a lot of legal stuff into that. If you go on, obviously this website, they'll actually tell you, I guess somewhere here in the website they'll tell you like what's the, or on the OSHA website they'll actually tell you like what you can't do in social media about OSHA. I mean, what you can do is refer taking a course, show websites where to take it, but you cannot show, the person who was taking a course cannot show to others on live streaming on social media, because basically that's a way for other people to cheat on the final exams if they're taking the same course and stuff, and you can get a big fine, or I can get into a lot of trouble for that. So yeah, it's not a good thing to do. Construction companies can teach OSHA courses and not get in trouble. You probably could. Not sure if you can or cannot. You probably can. I mean, we do have, he can get cited by OSHA and pay a heavy fine. Or if he does it again, I guess they give you like a couple chances. If he does it again, he can probably get in trouble and go to jail in Canada for, I guess, I don't know if they do like an extradition thing. I'm not even sure, but I'm gonna assume that he can get into big trouble. He can get his his channel shut down completely, and you can pay heavy fines over mail or email or whatever like that, and or the OSHA Canadian version of OSHA could go after him for it too and say, hey, you can't do that, and he might pay a fine towards them too to pay OSHA off or whatever. So yeah, you have to be very careful with these things. You have to be careful what you do. Like if you are out there, I'm not saying you should go and take the course and go live streaming. I'm telling you not to do it. Don't do it. You get into a lot of trouble. You could even possibly go to jail, pay heavy fees and fines, and you could even be, you could be even probably possibly, I don't know if it's true or not, but you could possibly get blacklisted for, for doing that and not be able to get your OSHA card at all, work in any construction site. That could possibly happen. So it's recommended you don't do that. So yeah, don't do it. I'm just saying right now, don't do that. It's easy, use proxy through China. Well, I'm not in China, so I wouldn't know how to do that. I'm not a computer whiz. So, all I'm gonna say is just don't do it. All right. So, anyways, I hope you guys found this helpful. Because it's a website. Not only is the OSHA education website helpful, but the 360 training website is also helpful as well. Both these sites are very useful. Use whatever information you could find to get certified on job sites as much as you can. So also, if you are an apprentice or helper, you've taken the OSHA 30, you're now going to take, if you've seen, taken my advice on these websites to take the SST courses, do so. If you're looking for harnesses, safety harnesses, fall protection equipment, you can go on Amazon right here. Amazon.com sells safety harnesses. Malta Dynamics, they make some pretty good safety gear. You got Warhog, Wilkforder, Jingyat. You even got Quick Safety from Charlotte, North Carolina. They make their safety harnesses for an affordable price of $49.99. Amazon's choice, of course, I purchased this just recently, is the Guardian Fall Protection. Now, Guardian makes numerous safety equipment for fall protection between harnesses, lanyards, lifelines, tethers, tool tethers, and what have you. This is the exact one I purchased. I actually have this. It came in on Friday. So I have to replace my old. Oh wait, why is this not showing? Oh, here we go. So I purchased this. This is a really comfortable harness. This is a medium to large size, so it's called Suraf Construction Harness from Guardian Fall Protection. Model number 11173 with side D-rings. This is a pretty cool harness. Brand new, comes with a tool belt as well, so you can latch your tool pouches on while you're working. You don't have to wear a separate tool belt when you're wearing this harness. You can see it has a pass-through chest strap, quick adjust torso buckles, lanyard keepers right here on the side. You can see right here the lanyard keeper right there. They're good for, like, if you have tool lanyards, hand tool lanyards, or power tool lanyards, you can hook them right here on these lanyard rests, or lanyard keepers they call them. They even have they have side D rings to keep your lanyard, if you want to keep your lanyard there, or the lanyard keepers here, you can do that. They even have a tongue buckle leg straps on each side. These leg straps are actually comfortable too. They don't ride up on me, but it's highly recommended that you keep a slightly loose, nothing too tight, nothing too loose, just right. You don't want the harness to, if you were to fall, you don't want it to ride up on your area here, because you can injure yourself. So be very mindful when wearing a safety harness. Let's see what else they have. They have an adjustable dorsal ring at the back. padded D-ring placard, labels and name tags. Oh, impact indicator. So this impact indicator right here will basically show if there's any issues with the strap, with your harness. Basically any tearing, if it was used before, if you have to replace it. If you see some tearing and so forth, or stitching, that's not, that's been removed, you have to replace your harness immediately. Don't take any chances. All right, it's very important. You got a heavy D reinforced tool belt. This tool belt's awesome. Look at this thing. Awesome. It is removable, but it may take some time to remove it because you have to remove these buckles here to, loop it out on both ends. And you can use it separately. It is padded, so you can use it separately as a regular tool belt, but you're going to end up having these D-rings sticking out of it and what have you. There's a spot right here. You can actually write your name, in the back or the front. I believe there's somewhere here on the front. Mine has a little identification here, up here, where I can put my name on it. It identifies as my harness. Really comfortable harness. $69.99. It was $79.99. They dropped the price to $69.99. Now it does not come with the lanyard itself. It's just the harness, not the lanyard. So you might have to purchase the lanyard separately. I, for one, have to purchase another a lanyard, but you can get a combo kit here at a total of $133.61. Comes with the harness, the lanyard, and of course the cross arm. The cross arm straps is good for, like, if you're for an anchor point. They use this for, wrapping around structures like steel beams and other, strong structures that you can, use this as an anchor and not worry about, oh, where am I going to hook myself to? If you have this, which I have a 6-foot one, it's perfect. You can get a 3-foot. 3-foot's good too. It's standard. And it goes for $25.71. It was originally $33. They dropped the price at $25.71. So if you're looking for your own fall arrest system, your personal fall arrest system, why not? If you got the money to pay $133.61, go right ahead. You'll be all set. But normally your employer has to provide a harness, a cross arm, and a lanyard. They have to provide that. So I highly recommend that if you don't have one, make sure when you go on the job site and you have to wear one, make sure your employer provides you with a harness. Okay. They also have we call these lifelines, or yo-yos, with carabiners. And they have different assortments of, fall protection. The Guardian fall protection 11166, extra large to extra to double XL. They even have lanyards without the D-rings. You can have plenty of options. Like, they have the carabiners. Make sure you don't. If you're looking for a good product, I would go for Guardian. Guardian's pretty popular, or Quick Safety. Quick Safety is more affordable. If you can't spend like the $69.99, go for Quick Safety. Quick Safety is, they make their products affordable, and looks like right here, Quick Safety, $36.99 for this whole setup right here. You don't get a lanyard, of course, but you get the harness. You can get it with the lanyard, which is $50. Not bad. It comes with the bag, as you can see right here. It comes with the Quick Safety bag. You can store it in. Not bad. Not bad for a price. Look. And it's already tied into your D-ring in the back, so you don't have to worry about losing your lanyard. It's already attached to the D-ring, which I think that's pretty awesome. So yeah, guys, if you want to look for more about lanyards and harnesses, let's watch this video. Actually, it comes with a video. Scorpion safety harness. Full body. Pass-through knuckles. tied into the built-in safety lanyard. That's nice. Compatible. Safety anchor compatible. There you go. I mean, I would say if you don't have the money to pay for like a $70 lanyard, go for this. Quick Safety makes a lot of fall protection and PPEs as well. So, you know, when it comes to safety, they wear from safety harnesses to hard hats. So get it while it's hot. I mean, but the importance of safety, job site safety, wearing harnesses, also is required for you to wear harnesses in scaffolds and in scissor and aerial and boom lifts. You have to wear a harness, even on scissor lifts and aerial lifts. You have to. Just make sure that you tie yourself securely to one, because if you secure yourself incorrectly, you may find yourself dragging the scissor lift or the aerial lift down with you. Aerial lifts and scissor lifts have designated anchor points where you can use your snap hook and tie onto the structure of the scissor lift or the aerial lift. So always remember, when you're using those and operating them, be very cautious. Do a 360. You know, do your walkthroughs around scissor lifts and aerial lifts and boom lifts. You want to make sure you do all your inspections. Make sure they're operating correctly. Make sure you have clearance. Make sure you're tied on to the machine, to the lift at all times. You know, safety. All right. When it comes to that, it's all about that in the job site. It's all about safety. You know, safety comes first. All right, guys. Let's see here. Stop that yawn. Are contagious. Wait a minute. Showing off your like training course. You know, like gaming, streaming. VPN is a proxy. What are you in prison for? Oh, me? I taught safety training courses illegally. Me devil, then the China OSHA will come after you. Stop that, yawns are contagious. Whoa, that looks like my body profile. Will you get in trouble wearing the harness nude? Probably. $70 is not bad, says AFO. One issue with harness is it might keep you from falling, but you're screwed if what you're attached to goes somewhere. Well, I mean, you're screwed if you're falling, if you're just wearing it without tying yourself onto any heavy duty structure. It's always like, for me, for instance, I buy my own safety harness because a lot of times where I'm on a job site, we're required to wear them when we're working on scissor lifts, aerial lifts, or if we're working on like rooftops without guardrails, or if we're working above, like in a scaffold above 6 feet. Anywhere above 6 feet or more, we have to wear safety harnesses. And usually I bring my own, because we're always either I'm on a job where there's only less harnesses for a crew of like 8 guys that require all of us to wear it, or if there's like harnesses that are there but damaged and I don't want to use, and getting a new one or a good conditioned one would take time to get it delivered, and it's all about just being prepared ahead of time, and making sure that all your safety equipment is inspected as well, because you want to make sure before you even start wearing them, because I've seen guys just wear them right away and not inspect it, and it's dangerous not to do that, because you don't know if the harness is too weak or if it's damaged, and if it is, you might fall, and then your lanyard or part of your strap of your harness snaps off and you end up tumbling down like 20 feet above above a structure, or below ground or above ground, and you're that's it for you. Then you only have one life, so I tend to bring my own, because I feel like if it's a personal fall arrest system, it's personal, it's yours, it should be yours for you to use. You don't want anybody else wearing it, right? So I don't want, personally, I wouldn't want anybody else wearing my personal protective because equipment, because if they end up damaging in some way and I end up using it, not realizing it's damaged, I could be risking my life, um, or I would be risking my life. So always remember, guys, if you're, on scaffolds, anywhere higher, anywhere above 6 feet or more, or on aerial lifts, scissor lifts, boom lifts, scaffolds, suspended scaffolds. Make sure you're wearing a safety harness. Make sure you anchor yourself properly. You tie yourself onto any strong structure. Never tie your lanyard and snap your snap hook onto the lanyard itself. That's dangerous. You could damage by abrasion, rubbing against the snap hook, or any of the internal parts. You could risk of damaging your lanyard and could be snap off. If you were to in an event of a fall, you could snap off and you could die. If you cannot anchor yourself, request a cross arm anchor, or request a D-ring anchor to anchor yourself onto like a structure of a building that you're working on. So always keep that in mind. Safety comes first before anyone else's satisfaction of getting the job done. So your safety comes first. Your life comes first. Okay. Let's go back here. Tie on the machine, so if the machine goes over, you go with it. Yeah, that's what I mean. At MD book could possibly lead to safety if you're not tied down, or scaffolding gives way because someone runs into it. Well, I mean, either way, if someone wants to run into it and you fall with yourself tied into it, I mean, yeah, it could happen, but it doesn't happen all the time. But if it does happen, I mean, there should be safety nets. There should be safety meshes around. Especially if, I feel like if you're working on a job site, right? You're on a construction site, and you have scaffolding around the building from the ground up, and you have bulldozers. You have other scissor lifts and mechanical machines with wheels rolling around near the scaffolds, or something happens. I feel it's best to have a safety net on the about maybe 8 feet above the ground, designated areas, in case a vehicle crashes. That's a good point. But I mean, I don't see that happening. I see that only in high-rise buildings. If something snaps off, or maybe your D-ring anchor snaps out or gets loose, you fall on that safety net, prevents you from falling 20, 30 stories from the ground. That's all I see around New York City. Very rare that you would see a machine knock over scaffolding, unless the driver's drunk and stuff. But that's where if you're competent enough to see an individual on the job site, construction worker on the job site, drunk or impaired, you report him right away, or you remove him from the job site. You make sure you don't let him operate any machinery, because he could be risking not only his life but others as well. So that's where training comes in handy. This is why they require you here in New York City. They require you to take a 2-hour alcohol awareness course, because it basically trains you to look for things look for signs of drug use and alcohol usage on a job site of an individual. If he's not impaired, if he's not visually impaired or physically impaired to work on machinery or work on a job site, work above other people, on scaffolds and such, you have to look for the signs. They basically go over what to look for if someone is to be drunk or under the influence on the job site. You have to remove them from the area they're working, and you have to report them and have them safely removed from the job site, because they can be very much of a danger, because they could be risking your life. If you have family, you have someone that that someone out, who loves you and wants you to come home one piece, you wouldn't want to be the guy that ignores the other guy that's, you know, under the influence, and you feel like, well, that's not my problem. That's not my job to report him or remove him in any way. You know what? If you're the one there and you see that person very much either drunk or under the influence, have to take, you have to think about what's going to happen to me, or he could hurt someone else. Get him out. You have to report him by pretty much by, OSHA regulation. You have to report in someone's taking, under the influence or drunk or taking drugs and stuff. Report it and get them removed from the job because they're a danger to everyone else. All right. Let's see who else. Me says it's insurance cover that all if you strap on as required, the site is recovered if you're killed or hurt. Well, yeah, insurance plays a big part of it, but that's why that's why construction sites, and especially here in New York City, it's why they are enforcing OSHA a lot, OSHA 30 and no more OSHA 10, because there's too many accidents, too many workers not having their OSHA certification. They're not taking precautions. They're not wearing hard hats. They're not wearing safety harnesses when they're working above 6 feet. They're just not working safe. So that's why they're cracking down on that. And they're making it very strict that you have to take your OSHA 30 and your site safety training course as well. So as of today, OSHA 30 is still required. But by September of 2020, you must have now an additional 10 hours of OSHA training, meaning your 8-hour fall prevention and your 2-hour alcohol awareness. That will cover the additional 10 hours, meaning you have your 40 hours. That's the minimum. The max is 62 hours. If you are a foreman, if you are a sub-foreman, if you are a supervisor, project manager, or employer on the job site, you are required to take your 62-hour site safety training course. So that's it. All right. So here in New York City, they're very strict, and like I said, they are also strict on mask wearing. You have to wear a mask during the COVID-19 pandemic that's going on. A lot of job sites, like Chris Conkle sent me that article. A lot of job sites in Manhattan are shutting down because OSHA inspectors are pressing on having people wearing their face masks. If you're not wearing a mask, you're removed from the job site, or you're most likely the general contractor will most likely have to force to shut down the job site. So those of you who live in New York City and the 5 boroughs, please be aware of that. They're cracking down. Don't take this as a joke. Don't think, oh, they're not going to see me without it. These OSHA inspectors are walking around like us, like dressed like construction workers. You may not know it, but they are. So they're taking photos. They're not only getting your name, they're getting the company's name that you work for, and they're going to give out fines. If not fines, they'll shut down the job site, and that means you got to be either sent somewhere else, or if there isn't any work, you're at home collecting unemployment or no money at all. So be very cautious, guys. All right. So I think if there's anything else I haven't covered yet, let me know before we end this. Is there any other questions that you guys might have about OSHA, about the the courses? Any other questions at all? Just let me know. Maybe we'll look into it together. It's a funny word, says Medieval. Accident isn't true meaning. It's a funny word. Accident isn't true meaning is an event that is totally unavoidable. The right word should be incident. True. That is an event that could have been avoiding. Yeah, that's. You know what? That makes a lot of sense, Dibs. That really does. Very true. Very true. There we go. How's that? How's that? Good? You hear me? You hear me? Yeah, okay. So he's making faces now, Cone Man. Making faces. Still no sound. Why is that? You know what? Listen. How's that? Better? That's better, right? Unless you guys are messing with me, I really don't appreciate that. Don't mess with me now. Zafiel says no sound. Conan Man, can you hear me? I think Conan Man can't hear me. Why is my sound off? Oh, you guys are messing with me. Hold on. That's better, right? Oh, you guys are phonies. I can hear you. You guys can hear me because I can hear it on the phone. You guys are so phonies. Phonies. Hold on. Let me just check here. Stream ending. You guys are so phony. I'm pretty sure you guys can. Either that, you're hitting the mute button. No sound.
No, there's no sound.
What do you mean there's no sound?
No, I don't hear sound.
Increase your volume. I can hear it on my phone.
Maybe because it's right next to you.
No, look.
Yeah, just exit out and try again.
You guys are so phony. See?
I'm pretty sure you guys can. Either you're hitting the mute button. Hold on, let me check. Give me a second.
And on the other camera now. Yeah, sound. Oh, you see, your phonies because I had it on. I just checked the volume on my phone. You guys are probably like all of you hitting the mute button now at once and just messing with me.
Yeah.
You guys are so silly. Very silly.
I can hear it, but it's low.
Well, that's probably the microphone then. You guys can hear me. You're a phony.
Your chat's delayed, that's why.
You guys are a big fat phonies. No, I was kidding.
Your chat is delayed, that's why.
Yeah, the chat's always been delayed. It's always delayed, the chat. So sorry about that. Nothing I can do about that. It's just the speed of my internet. So I can't really do anything. Alright, so any other questions before I go? Come on, give me some questions. If you guys have a question, I'll answer it. I'll give you like about 5 more minutes and then try the playback. His chat is like 1 minute behind. It's either 1 minute or a few seconds, like 5 seconds behind whenever I change the windows, the screenings. Or maybe because something happened in the audio and video. It was like a delay on the sound. Maybe there was like a pause or something. I don't know. Computers work in mysterious ways. So any questions you guys have before I go? I'm giving you guys like 4 more minutes now. You wasted a minute. Or any questions that is unrelated to electrical or HVAC or Osha. Maybe you wanted some like, what's your favorite gauge of wire to work with? My favorite gauge of wire to work with would be, well, it's actually just 2 favorites. There is number 12s, of course, and there is 500 MCM. Or I think it's 600. 500? 600? One of those 2. I like working with the service wire. You know, terminating them on lugs, stripping them, terminations, and all that. I would love to do new services. I rarely do service, but I'd love to do a new service on which we're probably gonna be doing another service in Times Square. Hopefully, I get a little more experience in. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I anytime I wanted to do like a new service, just building the switch gears and the meters. I'm always steered to do something else or assigned to do something else, and it's like I need the experience, because eventually if I end up going like to another company and they want to know if I have experience doing that, then I'm always going to be stuck with doing the basic electrical work, like pipe work and running wires and stuff like that, which I don't mind doing, but I just like to really broaden my my horizons on that and and learn to do that, because eventually I have to learn how to install or fabricate and stuff like that. It's I need the experience. In the 7 years I've been in doing this, it's like it hasn't happened. It has not happened, and it can be upsetting sometimes. But I've been patient long enough, so. But yeah, my favorite wire work was 12s and 600s. Why don't you have better internet? I got a ton of bills to pay for, man. But eventually it'll get better. Why don't you have it? You wanted a question? Says Teen Dips. He also has top chat versus live chat enabled. Yeah. Actually, let me there we go. Let's try live chat instead. John, it took you a while for our message to get to you. If you were a meat packer, would you still need Notion license? I'm not sure. Meat packer. I wouldn't know. I'm not. That's not my department, my man. I wouldn't know what qualifies for a meat packer. I know nothing about meat packing. So that is a question that has nothing really to do with construction. So I mean, I guess you can consider meat packing / butchering a trade, but not so in the construction. Notion license. What is a Notion license? I don't know what the Notion license is. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know what requires to get you one. Just don't know. But anybody here in this channel in the chat knows, and feel free to answer that question. Do you use Nilex? Do you use Nilex? Nilex. I haven't used Nilex. Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's the first time I've heard of Nilex. What is Nilex? Let's look it up. I want to look that up real quick. What is Nilex? It's a type of was that a type of underground feeding wire or something like that? Nilex. Bam. Products. Watering. What? What is Nilex? Oh. Garden hoses? It's a little odd. What comes up is like garden hoses and products and stuff. Do not ask for construction questions. Okay, let me take that back then. Construction questions then. All right, let's get back on that then. Well, let me X this out of here, because this has nothing to do with what we're meant to be talking about, actually. Oh, wait, you didn't ask for construction questions. My bad, Dibs. There was a question I actually have for you guys. Oh, I'm just trying to remember it now. What was the question? Do any of you know what that well, basically it deals with like HVAC and electrical or plumbing on rooftops. If any of you have done this, install a ramp pipe where you have to use this material. It's like concrete or foam foot, and it has like it has strut built into it, and you can mount your piping on it, and it has like it's basically like maybe like 6 inches above the floor to keep like piping. What do you call those? What do you call those? Damn it. I remember I asked that question to a pipe fitter, and it's called Dura something, Dura Block. But is there another name? That's what I think it was called, Dura Block, right? Is there another name for that? A specific name for that product? Like, hold on, let me see. Dura Block. Ugh. have any of you ever worked with it, or yeah, with pipe supports? There you go. Or is that what it's called? I don't know what it's really called. Let me see. Well, I guess it is called Durablock, but there's different types. Durablock rooftop supports. But I'm trying to find. What I'm trying to say is, what is the most common name for it, or technical name for it? That's what I'm trying to look for. Comment says, I can't pronounce it right for talk to tax. It's the stuff you put on wires so they don't crowd. The stuff you put on wires so they don't crowd. Pipe standoffs. Rooftop supports or pipe standoffs. Pipe standoffs. You know what? I like that word. Pipe standoffs. Okay. Rooftop support or pipe standoffs. Over here, I'm seeing Durablock pipe support block. They have it in concrete, rubber, or foam. Interesting. Before, I could never get the name right. I could always, I was always told before in the past they were called boots. But anytime I mention it to like any pipe fitters or electricians and stuff, other electricians, they look at me like, what the heck is that? What type of boot you talking about? Like foot boot or boots to a car? You know, and I could never get the right name for it. So what I would do is I either draw it out or I had to like describe it in detail to get them to give me a specific name. And anytime they give me a specific name for it, I forget what it's called. So what I'm seeing here, they're calling it Durablock. I guess that's the manufacturer. I see a lot of it. So yeah, but I want to know, what do you guys call it? Do you have a different name, different trade name for it? Is there a technical name for it? I'm seeing a lot of names called like pipe support block, rooftop support strut systems, recycled rubber rooftop support. It's different names for it, but usually there's like one specific name for it. But I guess I can never. Jeez, there's so many names of it. I use HDD boots. Wikipedia says wiki pipe support. Pipes. Okay. So that'll be the technical term, pipe support. Alright. So I'm gonna go with everyone comes up with it. You know what, Zayfail? I'm gonna go with pipe support. Or standoffs. I kinda like the word pipe pipe standoffs. I kinda like that a lot better. It makes a little more sense if you think about it. Pipe standoffs. Alright, yeah. Alright, so I thank you for that. I'm going to settle with that. Pipe support or pipe standoffs. So anyway, guys, that's about it. So, thanks a lot, guys, for showing up. For being here. I had some fun. Hopefully you guys learned something about fall protection and the importance of a fall prevention as well. The importance of wearing a harness on job sites. On scissor lifts and aerial lifts and so forth. You learned how to inspect your harnesses before use. And, thanks for, like I said, stopping by and supporting the channel. Give your support by smashing the like button. It's free for you to do. You don't have to worry about getting charged for smashing the like button. You don't have to worry about charging you for subscribing to the channel. Or leaving comments, or, just plain old liking the channel. D-Dibble says, Zayfiel says, types of pipe support: rigid support, spring support, snubber / shock absorber. Wow, that's a lot of names for it. You're right. Okay. Dibble says, it's nothing to do with construction. HDD boots is computers. You mean hard disk drive boots? I appreciate that. I appreciate every single one of you being here, guys. Thanks for so much for supporting the channel, stopping by, giving your 2 cents on things as well. I don't mind that. I don't mind the questions. But I appreciate every single one of you, like I said, for being here. Thanks for watching, guys. Always remember, wear your personal protective equipment. Wear your mask on the job site. Watch each other's back. Help one another out. And I'll see you guys next week. All right? Enjoy the rest of the weekend. It's Sunday. Relax. Don't do any work. But get ready for work, for the work week, if you are still working in the field, in construction. And like I said, I'll see you guys next week, 3 p.m. sharp. So be here, be square, or just stop by and say hi. Later, everybody. Have a great day.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.